rather than in the middle of the city?
We decided that we wanted to move to the country and try to raise the majority of our food. A lot of people say they're going to live off the land. Well, we're not really trying to live off the land, other than we're trying to raise enough food and produce and stuff from the farm to where we have a zero balance when it comes to our day-to-day needs, food, shelter, stuff like that. So we decided to move out to the country. We had started doing urban homesteading in the last place we lived. We had square foot gardens, we had chickens in town and rabbits in town, and because of space constraints, city regulations, and
just the small lot.
And the fact that I'm in a huge pack rat, we decided we needed at least an acre or more. So
we're not quite to the level of hoarders.
Depends on what it is. If it's yarn, she is. If it's building
I'm not a yarn
materials.
hoarder. I just happen to have my own personal yarn store.
Okay. So we moved out to the country so we could do those goals. So I could have a proper workshop area. So we could have land where we could raise larger animals like the cows, the goats that we have. We have pigs, chickens, turkeys, and do it well where we're not tripping over them, but they have adequate space to go. So we had opportunity to buy this place. It's an old barn that was had been started to be renovated into a house. We did a lot more renovations to it and moved in about 2 years ago, not quite, and putting in fences, fixing up outbuildings, making improvements, and we're where we're at now. We're producing all of our pork. Pretty soon we'll take 2 or 3 cows to butcher, so we'll have all of our beef. We haven't bought eggs in like 4 years, if maybe even longer.
Yeah.
We supply the majority of our chicken, and we also eat rabbit and other meat products that we raise. This year we plan on not buying the Thanksgiving turkey because we have one in the barn that we'll use.
He's kind of the dreamer and the big picture guy. He's also the guy that makes it happen though too. For me, I just like to know where my food came from, and the food where my kids' food came from. A couple nights ago we had some people over and I made pasta and a salad, and I looked at it, and the pork that I put in the sauce was from our own hogs. The tomatoes I had canned from last year's harvest. The lettuce was from our garden. The other veggies in the salad were from either our garden or from Chris's grandmother's or my mother's garden. And it just made me happy to know that we grew this. I didn't have to go to Fairway or a grocery store for that. For those of you who don't know what Fairway is, it's our small town grocery store. It made me kind of smile to myself to know that I knew what went into this meal.
Another reason I wanted to get to the country is because I wanted the kids to experience country life. Not too long ago, a neighbor of ours who has some major health problems wanted to get rid of some donkeys, so we decided we'd take the donkeys. It was a male and female. The female was pregnant, and the day after we brought them here, the female had a baby, and all of the kids were here were able to see that, and it was amazing. And about 20 minutes after the little thing was born, it's walking around and it's cute, and where we thought, oh, we'll never have donkeys, now we got 3 of them.
Donkeys were never on our list.
No.
We kind of have a rule for our farm. If it's not worthwhile, if it doesn't have a purpose, it's not allowed on the farm. I mean, our plants that we have, we don't really have flowers or anything because other than looking pretty, there's not a whole lot of purpose. So when we got the donkeys, we were asked, what is the purpose of a donkey? Because obviously, it's a donkey. What's the purpose of a donkey? But our donkeys are protection donkeys. They
keep coyotes
Yeah,
away.
they keep the coyotes away. And we got a dog for that same purpose, to keep our livestock safe, and that dog was eating our chickens at a very alarming rate. So we had to find a dog a new home, and we replaced the dog with 3 donkeys.
It'll be 2 once the baby's old enough, and we'll sell it. So it'll also bring a little bit of income. You know, we do expect that everybody on the farm, all the animals, everything that all the kids contribute to the farm. And some of the animals toe a tight line with that. The dog, the cat, he'll catch a mouse or two. The kids especially, sometimes, you know, they're real close to that line.
The other thing I just want you out there to know is that we're just normal people. We're a blended family where it's his, mine, and ours, but they're all ours, if they want to admit it or not. You know, we have jobs. I grew up in Michigan. He grew up here in Iowa.
And we never thought it'd be a reasonable task for us to achieve to quit our jobs and move to the country. We figured we needed to move to the country, and maybe we'd get to the point where we wouldn't need to work the overtime, and we wouldn't need to even have the specific jobs that we have, so we'd have a little more freedom. So we've worked hard financially to not be encumbered with a ton of debt, and you know, we've worked hard to pay for things as we go. We go to Craigslist or secondhand stores, auctions, you know, wherever we can to find a good deal. In fact, we'll barter at Lowe's or Menards or any big box stores for a better price because we don't like paying full retail for anything, and that's helped us a lot to get things that we might not ordinarily have been able to afford with a new sticker price.
And we also didn't just jump from an apartment right to here. You know, like he mentioned, when we lived in town, we had chickens and rabbits and a square foot garden. But even with that square foot garden, I went to a farmer's market and sold produce out of my small square foot garden. I mean, and I put up hundreds of jars of tomatoes out of that same square foot garden.
So we're not making a lot of income on it, and I wouldn't want anybody to think that it's the dream because you're gonna all of a sudden be making a ton of money because you grew some lettuce and a few tomatoes. It's not going to happen. I suppose there are people who can, but the reality is most people who live on a homestead and try to live off of the homestead either have supplemental income, have inherited income, or live on incredibly low amounts of income. And people can do it, but you're not going to do it following the typical American course of action where you get your student loans, you go to college, and then you buy
get a mortgage,
you buy your car, your brand new car, and you buy your brand new house, and your furniture on payment, and everything's on payment with credit cards.
Get off your soapbox.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway,
I'm sorry for that soapbox.
we look forward to posting more videos. We hope we get a following, and we plan on doing some instructional videos, how-to things. What did you have in mind for some?
I really wanted to show canning since I can a little bit different than the canning books tell you to, because of a lot of other random things. And then once I start milking a goat again this fall, all 3 of our daughters' birthday goats will be having kids, so I'll be able to make some more goat cheese. And then I can't wait to, actually I'd like to do an instructional video on milking a goat. And I had heard a lot of times, you know, get a goat before you get a cow so you learn how to milk. And I was like, I'll just get a cow, but I'm kind of a jump both feet first kind of girl. But I'm really glad I did learn on the goat because, you know, she was 70 pounds instead of 700 pounds. So I could kind of move her around a little bit and we could learn from each other because it was her first time having a kid too.
I plan on putting some videos on how to build a grain grinder for cheap.
I got plenty of things that he can show you. He can show you how to build things. He in general likes to build, and he built me a milking stand. And so all the little projects I give him to do, I'll make sure he at least gets a little bit of footage for, so he can show you how he did it.
And we'll probably go over some of the mistakes we made, and
which were a lot.
yeah, some things we'll continue to mistakes we continue to make. So maybe you can learn from some of our errors. We'll give you a walkthrough of the place. We'll introduce you to the animals,
Especially the ever popular baby donkey.
yeah, and show you some of the equipment we have, how to maintain some of those things, where to purchase them. You also can follow our blog as well.
We'll put a link
We'll
somewhere.
put the link to our blog and to our YouTube channel. So thank you for watching.
Have a good day.
So a friend of mine wanted some pigs, and we're looking to get some different rabbits. So we're gonna go to his house and we're gonna work out a trade.